Welcome into this edition of Tiny Random Readings. In this reading, we are pulling on Wendy and Eddie Osefo. So, if you watch The Real Housewives of Potomac, you know Wendy. She is a housewife. You know her husband, Eddie. They were recently involved in a scandal. They were arrested on a couple of charges. So, I'm curious, what exactly happened? Did they do it? Did they do it together? Was it one of them? Was it a scheme Todd set up? Let's pull some cards and see what happened. So, what I know is who Wendy is and who Eddie are because I used to watch Real Housewives of Potomac. I have not watched that show in years. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. But when I heard about the story, I was shocked, and I definitely wanted to see what the fuck Dr. Wendy and Happy Eddie have going on, right? From what I looked into, they were charged with 7 counts of insurance fraud, 8 misdemeanor counts of conspiring to commit insurance fraud, and 1 misdemeanor of making a false statement to a police officer. So we are going to get into the cards. I'm going to start with the Lenormand because I'm still learning Lenormand and I'm curious what robbery looks like in those cards. So let's see. Okay, so let's pull some cards. Number one, before we even get into this, am I allowed to read about this? I've already called in all of my people. I'm just curious before we go. Yep, it's okay. All right, so can y'all tell me exactly what happened in these cards? I just want to see if I can see with the Lenormand. Well, yeah, that's about to give it to me. Yeah. Okay, these were too many cards, y'all. Too many cards. I'm gonna take these. Whoosh. Whoosh. Wait. Okay. We have the cross. Let me move these up. We have the cross, the coffin, and the whip. Okay. So this is a terrible fucking situation. Like, there's definitely so the cross in Lenormand, you can think of it of like someone's cross to bear. It's something that you have to hold. It's definitely an L. It's and it's interesting that it comes out first as almost like the first card in Lenormand is usually the significator. And so they're definitely feeling it. They definitely fucked up. Like they definitely fucked up, which we all know, but like I she said this there's more to the story and things like that, but like even if there's more to the story, they definitely fucked up because this with the coffin and the whip, it feels like there's no way out of trouble is how this kind of feels. It feels like something happened and now we have to face the fucking consequences of the destructive shit we did. Like it's like bang, which is also what I like about Lenormand. Um, let's see if I can get anything else from this. Um, so were they? Did they commit fraud? Moon usually could sometimes mean no, but there's definitely like this. The moon is like illusions and deception. It could be things hidden. So they definitely, and I feel like that's what they're being accused of, hiding assets, right? In a sense. Um, is there anything else I can get here from this? And then I'm gonna move on to some other cards. The birds makes me feel like they did this together, but we're gonna put these to the side. I'm gonna move on to a tarot deck. And I'm gonna ask the same question. What happened? And I'm not sure if this is the best deck to use. Intuition, reverse, patience. What did Wendy and Eddie do? What happened? Okay, so I have intuition, patience, and intuition is reverse. Patience, choose wisely, base chakra reverse, universe, and the waiting game. And I basically have that twice because we have patience and the waiting game. So, what happened? Well, they definitely didn't choose fucking wisely. And then again with this patience and planning on the bottom, like something like this is basically these together, like the patience and the waiting game and the patience and the planning reverse. They couldn't wait for something. There's something about something that they couldn't wait for, something foundational to them. So I'm assuming some kind of money that was supposed to come in, that like maybe they expected to come in, that they were told that they then had to wait for it to come in, or they couldn't wait to make money slowly or something like that, and have it come in because they needed some kind of security. They needed some kind of um foundational money, something. They needed something to help them feel okay or to get by day to day or something like that. And they just, whatever this money was, that because it feels like something was coming, because why else would you have patience and planning and the waiting and the this, and like it's like something was coming, but they could not wait for it. They felt like they couldn't wait for it. They had to make a rash decision. And this is the rash decision. You can see that right here in this intuition reverse with the choose wisely. Okay. It feels like they had to make a rash decision. And this was the universe, the best option that they thought they had. This is basically the Wheel of Fortune card in a regular tarot deck. And to me, it clearly seems like they thought that this was the wise and best decision that they could make. We also have the reward and recognition on the bottom. So again, I feel like there was something that they were expecting, something monetary that they were expecting to come in that either fell through or they had to wait for it. I'm going to go with like it was pushed back. So either it was pushed back or it was put off and they had to wait for it, and they didn't have the ability to wait for it. They may have like spent it in a sense before they got it, or counted it before they had it, and they needed to do something, and they needed to do something fast. So let's pull and see. I want to confirm that it was done together, like that they did it together. I wonder if I should use a different deck or if I should keep going with this one. Maybe I'll see about this one. So, was it both of them together, conspiring together, or did one of them make the decision? Okay, that was a lot of fucking things. But the thing that's on top is this. All right, we're going to put everything else back. I'm going to ask one more time. Oh, so it's backwards. Okay. Was this a plan that came up with together? Or was this something that one of them came up with? Why are these backwards again? It's a plan that came up with together. Huh. Both of these cards are women. Wendy, my girl. And then when I split the deck, I get the feminine energy card. Who fucked up the plan? Okay, interesting. And then under that is this stagnant, dead end, stuck, frozen. So I told y'all the waiting game, the patience, the waiting game, the waiting. Something we're waiting on something. Something did not come in. Something, the accounts were frozen, or like the deal didn't come through, or the check didn't come through, or the investment money, or something that they had already banked on coming in did not come in, and that is why this plan was made. And I feel like I was so sure in my mind. And it wasn't like intuitively. I just assumed that this was Eddie's idea. I'm not even gonna lie to you. My bad, Eddie. I apologize. But wow, okay. Okay. So with that being said, what is gonna happen? What is about to happen now? Before we get into that, I actually want to ask, why did it go wrong? Like, if this was the plan, now granted, I can kind of guess why it went wrong. But and I don't know if this is the right deck to use either, but let's see. Why did the plan go wrong? Why did they get caught? How did they get caught, I should say? How did Wendy and Eddie get caught? Simp. I didn't mean to snort. Y'all. And then the card on the bottom is podcast, blah, blah, blah. So, like, talking too much? Somebody talked about it or ran their mouth about something? Or broadcasted it in some way that made it known? Like, it was broadcasted some way that allowed the police to be like, look over there or something. You know what I mean? To have the I somebody please tell me if the police like did a press conference or something or explained how they actually caught them or if that's out yet. I probably not, I'm assuming, because I don't think that they actually like went to court, but um yeah. And then the simp, I feel like is kind of self-explanatory. um yeah, just dumb shit, right? Just some real lame dumb shit that was done. um this almost makes me feel like it was Eddie, but wait, there's this card. This card was out here, I didn't see. Narcissist. Hmm. And part of that makes me feel like you already had thought that you had um gotten over or achieved or something like that, and so you were just so enamored with what you'd done and what you got away with that you didn't even recognize your mistake. Like, that's how fucking smart you thought you were, or how much you thought you had gotten over. That either you broadcasted it somehow, or you talked about it somehow, or you like made a simple mistake that was easy for them to catch in what you said. You know what I mean? Like, you know how sometimes you say something and it's either like what you don't say that people catch up on, pick up on, excuse me, or like you say too much, like you're just because you're fucking lying, so you just keep talking and talking and talking and talking, and then it's like, what, and then you catch on that way. I feel like that could be part of it. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen next. Also, it's interesting that the narcissist looks more feminine aspecting, and the simp, is non-binary in a sense. But and I laughed because it was just like I didn't know what else to call it. That's why I laughed. Not at literally at non-binary. Anyway, um, but this feels like Eddie. I feel like the whole thing lacks like self-respect, but I feel like going along with it is like, better than this. I feel like that's why the simp is out. The simp, I feel like, might be for him. So let's see what might happen. And again, I'm not sure. We'll see if this deck gives us anything. What may happen as a result of what they did? What is the possible end result? Hiding, concealing, deception. Distance, divorce, ghosted, separation. That could definitely also be behind bars, like jail. But I mean, that would make sense if they got a divorce because of this. Hiding, distance. This could definitely be some kind of jail time as well as separation because we got both the cards. Let's see. What is the possible result of the situation? Reversed love affair. Dirty little secret, sex fix down low. Daydreaming. Head in the clouds, delusion, hopes, and dreams. Yeah, I don't think this is. And then the bottom. Salty, bitter, angry, petty. I think that the possible ending for this is that they kind of turn on each other. I think they might turn on each other. Is what I think might happen. I think they might turn on each other and just start pointing fucking fingers. I think that they definitely may separate because of this. Um, I feel like there might be some jail time, but let's see from this deck because this deck actually has a card that I'm looking for. So if they're gonna do some jail time, can you give me the card that I'm looking for? Just gave me a whole bunch of cards. We're gonna put these back. If they're going to do, yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of time. There's gonna be some kind of time. There's gonna be some kind of time, whether it's like actually in prison or like what do you call that? Like community service or like an ankle monitor or something. Like this is not like I get off scot-free and I just go home. That's not this. There's definitely something with this. And the bars is feeling like somebody goes to jail. Somebody could for sure do jail time. And then emotional loss was under that, and then rest and rejuvenation under that. Somebody's gonna sit. Somebody's gonna do some time. I feel like somebody's gonna do something adjacent to either going to jail and doing time or having to do something around being charged for the crime and doing some kind of uh penalty restitution for that. And then again, when I split the deck, emotional withdrawal, it's like separate, 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 separate. So yeah, somebody's gonna have to do some time for this, for these things that happen. And if you can see, they're all men in here too. Eddie may be the fall guy. Eddie may wind up being the fall guy. Not to say that he's the fall guy in the sense that he has no culpability, but meaning like he may have to take one for the team in terms of the time, possibly. Let's see. If Wendy may do time two, or Wendy's gonna do time two, can you give me a card with a woman on it? Man. Bottom card is a man. Even this card that kind of popped out is a man. Man, 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 man. I don't think Dr. Wendy would go to jail. And that's interesting because those first cards made it seem like it might have been her idea. But maybe it wasn't because he's the one that goes. Maybe Eddie is, happy Eddie takes the fall and takes the brunt of whatever happens. Or he had more culpability than they first showed us in those cards. Because the very first card we got was this one, right? And so initially I was like, I don't know. Because this is a man, right? It's a man. But then those other cards were these women, the recharge, and what was this other card? It's not there. Oh, the smell the roses with the black woman. So it's like it might have been his idea, but then she went along with it. Oh, and then my ears started fucking ringing, baby. Oh my god, my ears just started ringing like crazy. Yeah, he may have came up with the idea first, and then she actually went along with it. So, like I said in the beginning, I thought it might have been her idea, but now I'm kind of switching that, especially because my fucking ear just started ringing like crazy. So yeah, he might have came up with the idea. She might have went along with it, thought it was good, fleshed it out because it felt like she was more like it felt like it was her plan. It felt like it was her idea. It felt like But the narcissist felt like I was just like, I'm so smart. I thought of this. You know what I mean? But and the initial idea of it may have been his. But like I said, it looks like if anybody goes to jail for this, it was or does any kind of time or does it has a penalty for it, it's gonna be him. That it would definitely be him. And let's see, do they separate? Will they separate as a result of this situation? I have authority reverse, conflict and defeat, and then disruption reverse. It's definitely gonna be a rough ass patch. I mean, which makes sense. I think it already is. The disruption reverse could definitely give separation, and the authority reverse could actually, I can't even talk. Could definitely be divorce. And the memories of love on the bottom. This ain't looking good for that either. I think the memories of love on the bottom suggests that it could be something that they could maybe make it through or try to. It could be something they could try to push through and try, because it also feels like they may be the kind of people that are like, we never break up. That may also be like their peer view, where they're the type of people that are like, we don't divorce. Let me see. Even though we got that divorce card, the separation card, and those other ones. Yeah. Yeah, like I said before, I feel like this could definitely break them up. I feel like it could definitely break them up. Hopeless is under that. Epiphany. And a lot of times when I shouldn't say a lot of times, sometimes when I get this card, it is definitely like a realization, like that this ain't working. So, yeah, that is crazy. How interesting. That's something that I would have never guessed that for either one of them, that was on my bingo card for them to do. I'm very curious what the investment was or whatever the money it was that they were looking for to come in. Can y'all tell me anything about the money that was supposed to come in, which is why they did this to begin with? Like what was that investment? It's not really giving me much of anything. Legal. Huh. Drowning legal. Oh. Okay. Lawyers, court, paperwork, over your head, overextended, rock bottom. Okay, so some kind of money was held up because of something legal, which made them, like I said to you before, have, money problems, be overextended, and or they, because it's like drowning legal, and or they had they had lawsuits going on, or they had money tied up in lawsuits or something like that, that maybe that they were supposed to get a payout and didn't get. Were they being sued or were they waiting for money? Narcissist card keeps wanting to pop out. That's the second narcissist card. Were they getting sued or were they, like, was it a business deal? Were they waiting for money? Longing. Missing you. Let's talk reunion. So they were waiting for money. I don't think it was that they were drowning in legal fees. I think that something legal was holding up money that they were supposed to get. And like they had accounted for that money, spent that money already, something like that. Interesting. I just want to see. Can you tell me anything else? Is there anything else y'all want to say about this? Established, settled, secure, wealthy. Yeah, well, we know it was definitely about some money that was on hold. But on the bottom is the Archangel Michael card. So I think that even though they're going through this situation, that would suggest to me that they'll still be protected, that they still won't have the worst that could happen to them happen, which is a good thing, right? I mean, I like them. Even have the toxic card reverse. Like, I like them, from what we can see, I should say, because I don't know them people. I don't know them people. But yeah, interesting. Y'all let me know what y'all think of the reading, what y'all think of the cards, what y'all might have seen that I did not see. If you have information on what the police actually uncovered, how they uncovered it, um, you know, comments about anything. But yeah, y'all let me know. And if there's anything else that y'all would like me to read on, definitely put it in the comments, so I can see and possibly read on it. So thank y'all so much for reading with me. I will see you in the next reading.